Welcome to Swirl AI Search, the podcast that dives deep into the world of enterprise AI search. Discover how to unlock the value hidden within your internal data and accelerate your journey to actionable insights. Let's cut through the noise and find out how you can get the most out of your internal information. As befitting a podcast about AI, this episode was created with the help of Notebook LM. Please enjoy the Swirl AI Search podcast.
We got some seriously interesting stuff from you this week, all about finding like the actual good info online.
Hmm.
And one piece really caught my eye by Stephen Balzac. It talked about, how regular search just buries you in so many results. It's overwhelming.
Oh, for sure. That article by Stephen Balzac, yeah, it hits on something we all deal with every day: information overload.
Right.
We're told we can find answers instantly, but most of the time it's just way too much stuff to handle. And Balzac makes a good point. This isn't just annoying, it actually makes it harder to find the good stuff, the knowledge you can rely on.
Right. And the example he used about Google suggesting you glue down pizza cheese, it's kind of funny, but it shows a real issue, especially with AI getting more and more involved in search.
Definitely.
If the AI is learning from, not so great sources, its answers are getting messed up too.
Exactly.
That pizza glue thing, like Balzac points out, started as a joke on Reddit.
Oh, wow.
So instead of wading through tons of maybe kind of relevant stuff, what we need is a system that puts the trustworthy info right up front.
That's the key.
It's a
Absolutely.
huge difference for everyone.
Absolutely. It really highlights the whole issue of AI hallucinations, AI making stuff up because it's learned from bad sources. And that leads us to what we're diving deep into today. This idea of confidence-based ranking, specifically how Swirl uses it. Basically, it's about ranking results and the data AI uses for summaries, based on how trustworthy and relevant they are to what you're looking for.
Okay, so let's break that down a bit. Our goal here is to figure out how this confidence-based system fixes those problems we have with how search works now. And why should you care about this?
Right.
Well, if you've ever felt lost in a sea of search results or worried about whether AI is giving you good info, this is for you. And keep in mind, Balzac isn't just some random guy with opinions. He's got a doctorate in psychology and 2 computer science degrees from MIT.
That's impressive.
So he knows what he's talking about, right?
Yeah, his background definitely gives him a unique perspective on how we find information and how it affects us, psychologically. We'll dig into that more later, but first let's talk about what's wrong with how we usually search.
All right, so problem number 1. Too many darn results. Balzac uses a great example. Searching for client contract terms. You might get thousands of files, old emails, who knows what. How do you even start to pick out what you actually need?
It's like trying to find a needle in a haystack, right?
Exactly. And I bet you've felt that frustration of just being overwhelmed by irrelevant stuff.
Oh, absolutely. Traditional search engines, even the fancy ones, they just kind of throw everything at you. They focus on keywords, which, yeah, can find some related stuff, but it doesn't tell you if it's good quality or actually relevant to your specific situation. Just because something has the words client, contract, and terms doesn't mean it's the right contract you're looking for. Yeah.
Exactly. That's where the whole quality control thing is missing in normal search.
Right.
The algorithm sees keywords and thinks, okay, maybe this fits, but it doesn't check if it's a good answer or even a correct one.
It's like, imagine going to the library and asking about a specific historical event, and they just hand you every book with history in the title.
Yeah, that's not helpful at all.
Not helpful at all. And this problem gets even worse with all these AI search and summarization tools popping up.
Oh, for sure.
Like we saw with that pizza glue thing. If the AI is learning from bad sources, like biased websites or even just made up stuff, then the summaries it gives you, the answers it comes up with, they're going to be messed up too.
Yeah, it's scary to think about. You ask AI for a quick summary, thinking it's using good info, but what if it's pulling from, like, a joke Reddit post? You can end up with totally wrong information.
Yeah, you wouldn't even know.
And think about how much time we waste clicking through results that lead nowhere. It's exhausting.
It is. You feel overwhelmed by all the info. You don't know what to trust. It's frustrating, and it stops you from getting anything done. To make good decisions in your work or your life, you need good information. And in a way, regular search makes that harder by burying the good stuff under a mountain of useless stuff.
Okay, so this is where Swirl and their confidence-based ranking comes in.
Right.
How does this actually work? It sounds like a good solution, but Like what's happening behind the scenes?
So the basic idea is not all information is equally valuable, and Swirl gets that. Their system gives each document a confidence score from 0 to 1.
Okay.
And this score tells you two things: how relevant the document is to your search and how trustworthy the source is. So a document with a score of, say, zero point 0.9, that's really relevant and comes from a source you can trust. But something with a score of 0.2, that's probably irrelevant, or from a source that's, maybe not so reliable.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So you're not just getting a bunch of links, you're also getting a heads up on how much you should trust each result.
Exactly. And what's really cool is how this confidence scoring works with AI summaries. You can set a minimum confidence level for the data that the AI can use.
Oh, that's interesting.
So when the AI makes a summary for you, it's only using info from documents that meet your confidence standard. So like with that pizza glue example, if you had a high enough confidence level set, those Reddit jokes wouldn't even be considered.
Wow, that changes everything. So you have control over the quality of info the AI is using. It's not just a mystery anymore.
Right. And you can adjust those confidence levels for your regular search results too. So if you need a really precise, accurate answer, you can set a high level and only see the most trustworthy results. But if you're just exploring a topic and want to see a wider range of stuff, you can lower the level and see more, even if the system isn't as sure about how good those results are.
That's super practical.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need that absolute certainty, and other times you're just browsing around.
Yeah, exactly. Like, think about it. If you're working in a field with lots of regulations, like finance or law, you need to be sure the information you're using is from official sources.
Makes sense. You need the actual rules, not someone's opinion on a forum.
Right. But then, for everyday work stuff, like finding company guidelines or a project document, a medium confidence level is probably fine. You want good info, but you don't need to be super strict.
And Balzac also points out if you're doing like data analysis, trying to spot trends or find unexpected connections, a lower confidence level might actually be helpful.
Oh, absolutely. You might find interesting stuff from sources that aren't usually considered top-notch, but still spark new ideas.
So it's all about adjusting the search to what you're trying to do and how much risk you're willing to take with the information.
Exactly. And that's what makes confidence-based ranking so different from how we usually search. It's not one size fits all, it's personalized to you.
I'm sold. Now tell me, why should I care about this in my daily life?
All right, well, the biggest benefit, as Balzac puts it, is that it eliminates irrelevant and low-quality results. Think about all the time you spend going through search results that turn out to be useless. Confidence-based ranking gets rid of that junk and gives you a much cleaner, more focused set of info right away.
Yes, that feeling of finally finding the one good document after scrolling forever, I know it too well. So this is all about getting you the good stuff faster and more efficiently.
Exactly. And because the AI summaries are only using info from sources you trust, you can be more confident that those summaries are accurate.
Okay.
It solves that problem of AI making stuff up. You get information you can actually rely on, which makes decision-making easier.
That peace of mind will be amazing, especially when you're making important decisions based on the information you find.
Absolutely. And remember that control we talked about? Well, confidence-based ranking really does give users total control over result quality. You're not stuck with whatever the algorithm decides. You can fine-tune the search to exactly what you need, whether you want only the most trustworthy stuff or you're okay with seeing a wider range of results.
So whether you're doing a quick search or a deep dive into a topic, this helps you cut through the clutter and find what matters.
Precisely. And this is where Balzac's psychology background comes in.
Okay.
By reducing the noise in your search results, all that irrelevant stuff, confidence ranking actually helps you mentally.
Really?
Yeah. You spend less energy sifting through junk and more energy actually understanding and using the good information you find.
That makes sense. Going through tons of bad search results is tiring. If you could skip that, you save time and mental energy for more important things.
Exactly. And when you have accurate, trustworthy information right there, it's easier to make good decisions in all parts of your life. It reduces the uncertainty and stress that comes with using information that might be wrong.
So it's not just about being efficient. It's about being able to think clearly and make better choices.
Absolutely. And Balzac ends his article by saying that the future of AI search shouldn't just be about finding everything. It should be about finding the right information, the stuff that's trustworthy and relevant, and presenting it to the user in a clear, concise way.
And confidence-based ranking, like what Swirl is doing, seems like a big step towards that smarter future of search.
Definitely.
One where search is faster, more reliable, and helps us avoid wasting time and making decisions based on bad data.
It's a complete change in how we think about search. It's not just matching keywords anymore, it's about finding answers you can actually trust and use.
So to wrap up our deep dive here, confidence-based ranking is a really exciting alternative to how we usually search. By using confidence scores and letting you adjust how strict the search is, it tackles those big problems of information overload and AI making stuff up. It helps you cut through the noise and find the good stuff quickly and confidently.
And on that note, here's something to think about. Imagine how much more you could get done if you always had access to information you could trust completely. You could jump right into analyzing and thinking strategically instead of spending hours searching for reliable data. How would that change the way you use information and make decisions every day?